Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red, who came riding to Whiterun from old Rorikstead. And the braggart did swagger and brandish his blade, as he told of bold battles and gold he had made. But then he went quiet, did Ragnar the Red, when he met the shield maiden Matilda, who said, "Oh, you talk and you lie and you drink all our mead."
In an isolated backwater, the locals tell tales around their fires of a creature of rare power that holds sway over its fellows. Many times bold hunters set out to bring back its head, but none have succeeded. Many have not returned at all. Now the Jarl has set a reward for the culling of this creature, attracting adventurers across the land. One such group of adventurers will be myself, Seamus, and Stephen, as we'll be playing a co-op play game in the Delve Mode scenario, Lair of the Beast. We'll show you that in just a second. I'll be playing with the Vostag Freelance Adventurer, Stephen will be playing with Dunmer Thief, and Seamus will be playing with the Imperial Battle Mage. And so here we have our three characters we'll be playing with. As mentioned, I've got Vostag, I have an Orcish Sword, Iron Armor, Potion of Minor Healing, and Potion of Minor Stamina, and a Steel Shield. Seamus is playing with the Imperial Mage, he's got Flames and Healings for 2 spells, Imperial Light Armor, and a Steel Dagger. And then Stephen's playing with the Dunmer Thief with Elven Light Armor, Longbow, Aversion to Fire, Poison, and a Steel Dagger. So we've gone with 60 Septims each. We'll be playing against the Bleak Falls Barrows Dungeon Draugr as our adversaries for this, with of course the Bleak Falls Barrow Guardian as the big bad. Now we'll look at the scenario next before we get into the game. And so here we have the scenario. This is Delve Mode Scenario 2, Lair of the Beast. It does have a special round limit on this. Effectively, there's no round limit until either the party complete the objective or they are wiped out. Now we've got all our setup rules. Here we will have adversaries beginning in play in the treasure zone. And effectively we've got a sort of chest at the end of the chamber here. You can see a little dot on the red on the map. That is where a puzzle token is placed, and we've got to search that. Before we can do that, we've got to get a certain amount of victory points by solving the puzzle. So we can get that, and if we get that, we will win. There is a special rule for the beast that puts an adversary at a little bit stronger. They add yellow to both their attack die and all armor rating, so you can make them pretty lethal. And we've got some extra ways we can earn VPs other than searching treasure tokens to help us get to that cap. As we're playing 180, we will need to get to 9 VP to be able to try and work out the puzzle and win the game. So with that said, let's get cracking into the game. Alright, so here we are, all deployed for our little adventurers warband. So you've got Vostag, that's who I'm playing with. You then have the Dunmer Thief, Stephen is playing with, and the Imperial Mage, who Seamus is playing with, our cool little band of heroes. We have the board set up like so. So we've got the Draugr there on one of the treasure. We've got the Skeleton Archers on more of the treasure. Then we also have a Draugr back there. We've also got the treasure token, the puzzle at the end of the board where the beast potentially will come into the game. So going to start with the turn for the adventurers, because I'll be the party champion, just how we have to build our faction up. So with that said, let's get cracking on. Today's video is brought to you by Gap Games, a fantastic retailer in Australia for a variety of different miniature war games. If you'd like to help support the channel, we have an affiliate link where by clicking on and purchasing, you'll help support the channel, but you'll also help support Gap Games, which is a fantastic servant to the community. Alright, so to get us started, I'm going to be the first one of the adventurers to activate, and I'm just going to do a 9-inch advanced move and then throw up a block as well. And so our first adversary to activate is going to be the skeleton up here. So we are going to roll and see what it does on a cross swords for the Draugr. Path of Shadow, that will be an attack. Great. And so the skeleton can't get into short range. We'll just move its base move to get in range and line of sight. So 2 yellow and a green for an aim shot from the skeleton. The white dice as well, don't forget. 6 minus 2, 4. That will not hit on a skeleton because they need 3s. And so the Imperial Mage rolls up next. So we're going to see which one of the adversaries will activate next. And so next enemy adversary to activate is the Draugr over here. It rolled a move, so it's going to try and move towards the adventurers. And so the Dunmer Thief will then move around the other flank and sneak, which will be the last activation. So now we've just got 2 enemy fighters to activate. We'll see which one. And so last adversary to activate will be the Draugr here, moving up with a move action and then throwing up its block as well. So that will be the end of round 1. So we'll go and see what the event is. And so our event for the turn, the Ghost of Old Roldan. So at least 3 treasure and or master chests. So we are going to this. Effectively, we will have a search chest on any. If we roll a critical fail, we will find the sword to complete the quest. And we also get 1 extra adversary to spawn into play. And so an adversary comes into play. We have another Draugr entering play, and that will be the end of the round. So we're going to round 2. The priority now goes with the Draugr, the adversaries. Alright, so we have the Skeleton as their first move. It now has drawn line of sight to the Imperial Mage, so we'll see what it does. Critical fail, so nothing. So first activation for the players. We've just had the Dunman Thief over here. He's done just a move with Sneak still staying active. So next we've got the next one of the adversaries to go. Alright, so the Skeleton Archer is the next adversary to activate. He's going to target me with Vostag, so roll, Steven, see what he gets. I mean, he fails miserably with that roll. Alright, so I've got the next activation, so I've moved Vostag up. We're going to attack that skeleton. I'm green-red on my attack. That'll hit for 3 points of damage. There is no way a skeleton can defend that, because it only gets a maximum of 2 points of defense, so I do take it out. So last adversary to activate for the round is the Skeleton Archer here. Has moved, going to target the Imperial Mage again, so that is another fail. That is a terrible archer. Alright, so our next activation, the Imperial Battle Mage is going to move up in retaliation, and you're going to boost your flame spell by 1 to give you an additional yellow dice. You've also got Destruction Mastery, which gives you a green as base. Do you wish to try and aim as well? So go. So what we get. That hits for 3 plus your helmet, which just the skeletons can't save, so he gets incinerated. And so that is the end of round 2. The board is looking like this, with the adventurers splitting up, as is always the best of plans. Alrighty, so our event for this round is Secret Passage. Place a Secret Passage token within 3 inches of the target model, and then place another token within 8 inches of the first. Neither token be placed in contact with a model or another token for the rest of the game. You can effectively move through these. And so Secret Passage has been set up with the 2 markers for it there and there. So we'll go into turn 3 with the priority for the adventurers. Alright, so first activation for us, the adventurers. The Thief has moved up. You're doing a sneak ranged attack against the Draugr there, so please do not. Oh my god, you did. Alright, so Vostag then moves up. I'm going to do a aimed strike. So red, and green, thanks to my Orcish sword. Wow, a critical failed as well. So last activation for the adventurers, we have the Imperial Mage move up. Outside of 9 of both the Draugr, so you can't get targeted, but you are within line of sight of quite a few Draugr there. So with that, I'm going to go into the event. Today's battle report is also brought to you by Mithras Games, fantastic tabletop wargaming mats out of New Zealand. Now, Mithras Games has a variety of different mats. We've got the fantastic Desert Red, the nice Tundra Green, and the frosty Ice Blue here as well. All of these mats are a really nice high quality, generally very similar to how you would get your mouse pads for your mats, but fantastic high quality mats. We love them. Mithras Games are a fantastic supporter of the channel. You can pop on over to their website, especially if you're local to Australia or New Zealand. They're a fantastic company to help support. So Darkness rules come into play with the Lights Out card, and then we have a single adversary spawn, which will be the last of the skeletons over there. And so next we have the skeleton move to start off the round. Going to take a shot at the Imperial Mage. No, not with a 9. Skeletons can't shoot this game. Alright, so I'm going to be the first one to activate for us. I'm going to do an aim strike again. at the Draugr, so I get the crit. And so I'm pretty sure I kill him. Alrighty, so that gave me the attack and I succeeded there, so I've still got one action. So I'm just going to throw up a block for my second action, so it'll be over to the Draugr for their first for the round. Second. So next up we have the Draugr moving into Vostag as some retaliation, so go for it. 9, 6, that will not do it, so no hit there. Alright, so the Dumber Thief is then going to take an aim shot at the Draugr again. Can you do something this time? 7 minus 2 will take you to 5. Does that do it on your agility?
Yes.
Yep. You've got a cross swords in there and a helmet, so do you have any ability to tag off them? Alright, so with the piercing rules, there's nothing the Draugr can do about that, so he will be instantly slain as well. And so last activation was actually the skeleton here, but he rolled up to flee, so he's just going to flee towards the board edge. That's what the board looks like at the end of round 4. We'll go into our last activation. We've got the Imperial Battle Mage, and then we'll go to the event. Alright, so the Imperial Mage boosting your flames with an aim shot as well, so that definitely hits. There's 2 points of damage.
Nothing.
And so, with only 2 points of damage, the skeleton can survive this with a yellow armor rating and helmets. No, they don't get anything on their armor bonus, so that does take the skeleton out. Alright, so end of the round, we've got our event to do first of all. Change your plan. Draw a stage 1 quest card. You immediately choose to discard your current one or keep the new one, or vice versa. Alright, so we do draw out Extermination. However, our current one, Hide and Seek, I think is better. So we're just going to discard this one and keep our current one. And so we have a Draugr come on up the top of the board there, and that will be the end of turn 4. So turn 5 this will be the Adventurer's turn to strike first. Alright, so first activation for us for the round, for the Adventurers, you've moved up to the Hidden Passage, jumped through it, and then you're going to take a ranged attack against the skeleton. So, let's see what we get. Hey, look, you hit something, and 4 points of damage. There's nothing the skeleton can do against that. And so, with that, you've moved into that half of the table with the not sneaking, so the Draugr Overlord will now come into play at the top of the table. And so, first activation for the round is that Draugr Overlord you just summoned. Going after the thief. Apparently it heard you sneaking around, killing its friends. Alrighty, so Vostag is going to go next. I have, during the gap between turns, I upgraded, spent all 5 of our septums to upgrade. So, I now have a strength of 5, which I get. I will do 2 points of damage, and this will allow me to do punishing as well. Not too much there. So the Draugr can save this. It must roll the double yellow. So just one, but it must roll 2. Only saves 1, so it takes a point of damage and goes down. Vostag will then make a move towards the treasure chest there. So onto the Draugr's next activation. Right, so the skeleton here is going to attack the Imperial Mage. Not with that, it's not. So the Imperial Mage then moves up and is going to attack the skeleton, so go for it. No, absolutely nothing on that. Do you wish to use Imperial Luck, your once per game reroll? You're going to use Imperial Luck. Cool. So a full reroll on the skill test. 8 minus 1, still nothing. Wow, fails. Now that means you are within 6, so it'll automatically be that adversary that activates. Sorry, no, that adversary there won't activate at all because it's already activated. So Stephen will roll for the last Draugr on the table to see what he does. Path of Might with an Oblivion symbol is move, so it'll move as much as it can towards me. And so that is it for the activations for the round. So we're going to go into the event for this round. Right, so the first one to activate for the round, we're going to have this skeleton here with cross swords rolled. That is going to be an attack for the Path of Shadow. So that, it won't move, it'll literally just short range attack into the mage. Alright, so 2 green, 2 yellow, because it'll be able to aim this round. So, I mean, that'll hit for 3 points of damage. And so, you've got a defense roll on the mage. Nothing, so take 3. Yeah, that's you knocked down, oh dear. And so, you've got an endurance test to make. 5. That is not a success. So yeah, our mage just died. That's not good. I'm definitely searching for treasure next. Although, Stephen, do you want to go first and maybe run away? Alright, so the thief is going to get out of there, sneaking and then jumping through the passage to make sure the Draugr Overlord doesn't go near you. So their next activation will be the Draugr over here. Alright, so it jumps up and then throws up its block, so that means it's my turn. Alrighty, so I'm going to move up. I'm going to attack the Draugr. Please don't die. 3, that'll hit for 3 with punishing, so nothing extra there. The Draugr can save that because it does have a block test, so first of all, strength test. See where it can block. 4. Right, so because I'm an adventurer, I get a free search action here. So we're going to search now. Because of the All That Glitters, I will automatically draw a trap card, which will be the Dwemer Bolt Trap. Oh dear, this is horrible. Red, yellow, go for it. With piercing 2 on a cross swords if you roll it.
Blue 8.
Yeah. Alright, so 3 points of damage there. I have red to block. I block 2 and take 1. So I will need a roll to see whether I get a critical on the chest. I don't, so I just draw the 2, not 3. Right, so that is me done. I am going to choose to swap out my Orcish Sword for that Imperial Sword of Leeching, so I can potentially get some health back. But it's now the Draugr Overlord, so let's see what he does. Seamus is now going to be Skyrim. He wants us to lose now. 3, so that is just a attack, so it'll go towards the nearest enemy it can. And so we draw the event for the round. That's the last thing. So lost treasure. Place a master treasure chest token on the gaming area, no closer than 8 inches to any player-controlled model. If possible, place it as far away as possible otherwise. Alrighty, so we have the adversaries come on the board as well, and our master treasure chest are placed there. So we've got the another Draugr up there. So we are going to go into the next round. This is going to be the adversaries fighting first, though. Alrighty, so beginning the round, we're going to see which adversary activates. Now this is the enemy one, so we're not going to actually roll for the Draugr Overlord because he will activate at the end in addition. So it's 4, so D4 to see what we're going to do.
And black card at the same time. 2.
2, so skeleton right there that just killed our friend. And with that, that is a move. So he'll move directly towards me because Stephen's not a eligible target because he's currently sneaking. Right, so the skeleton is going to activate the same roll that killed the Imperial Mage. Shouldn't kill me, though. And it won't with that, because that'll still only be a 5. Right, so the Dumber Thief is going to try a sneak shot into the Draugr Overlord. And will crit. So you get a black dice on top of all that. Right, so that will be 4, 5. Piercing 2, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So 5 with piercing 2. Alright, so you ignore a point of piercing, so it is effectively 5 points of damage with piercing 1. So we will ignore that. That takes 3. So alrighty, so he has 1 wound left on the Draugr Overlord. So you didn't kill him, so that does mean you lose your sneak token because you are visible where you are. Alright, so the Draugr is going to move up and attack me with Vostag. That'll hit for 3 points of damage. Right, so I've got a red die here. Ignore 3 points of damage. So we'll save it. So we're going to attack back. That will hit, certainly, with 2 but helmets. So I will kill the Draugr, but I'll also restore the point of health with my absorb health stored now. Alright, so next up, the Draugr here moves, can't quite get in range of the thief, but the Draugr Overlord is the last activation, because he activates on top of all other fighters every subsequent round. So he's Path of Might, so that's going to be an attack. And so you move up with the Draugr Overlord. He's now going to force push the thief, so let's see what you do. That'll hit with him for 2. Right, so you must roll a 2 on your Dumber Thief now to save. That is a 1, which means that gets ignored by piercing. You take 2 damage. Right, an endurance test on 3. No, you go down as well.
Exact same.
Alright, so Vostag is by himself, so the event at the end of the round will be disease. I choose one of my models. I now must pass an endurance test or get the disease diminishing effect. So, testing for tetanus from that rusty dwarven bolt before. Endurance test, I fail it. I have tetanus. Alright, so now they're both trying to kill me because they died. They want me to die too. So, what adversary activates? That's a 4. So, 1, 2, 3, it'll be that skeleton over there. And with that, so with a Path of Shadow, that's going to be a move. And so my activation is just going to be moving over there and throwing up a block with Vostag. So next adversary. So the skeleton moves, so I don't get my cover save. So 2 green, 2 yellow. That is 3 points. No, it'll miss at 4 because it needs a 3. And so the Draugr moves here. Vostag is in trouble. Good thing I have follow-up. So it is going to be now the next round. Today's video is brought to you by Baron of Dice, a premium wargaming dice that make your table come alive. Now, if you're looking for some great dice to suit an army you play on the tabletop in a variety of different games, go to Baron of Dice and check out their website. You can also use our discount code down in the video's description, which will help support the channel, but also nab you a cheap little discount. The dice you see pictured here are the official dice for Parabellum's Last Argument of Kings Conquest by them as well, which you can find on the Parabellum eStore as well. Alright, so the event for the round is Secret Path. I can choose a friendly model that isn't staggered or incapacitated and can make a free 6-inch move. Alright, so Secret Paths, I moved into contact with both of them, so hopefully my follow-up can do some good stuff. And then we have the other skeleton come on there for adversaries. So, Vostag, let's get my attack done. I'm going to attack. Alrighty, so Vostag, we are going to attack. That'll get me down to 5, which I am currently on 4 due to that disease. So yeah, I miss, so which means those 2 adversaries immediately activate. And so the Draugr is then going to attack me back. This could be painful. Yeah, that's going to be painful. So 4 points suffered, red. I take 2. And so the skeleton rolls his attack and just misses completely. So that is 2 adversary activations, so we'll go into the next one. So skeleton is just going to move up, and that will be that. So that'll be the end of the round, because that's 3 adversaries having activated. Though this is the subsequent round now, so that will mean the Overlord will also activate. And so the Draugr Overlord moves up as well. That's not good. So we go to the event. And so next we get the Lure of Hermaeus Mora. I choose 1 hero. I gain +2 wisdom and +2 intelligence. That's all well and good. But I have -1 strength. That's not good. And so because I started running through a crypt, they are all chasing me. So Vostag is going to attack again. And so I'm currently -1 on my strength from Hermaeus Mora's lure. I'm also -1 from the disease. So for a free action, I am going to swig my potion of minor healing. So I heal yellow, I heal 1. And then we're going to do an attack. So that'll be 5 points of damage on the Draugr, so there's nothing he can do to save that, even with a block. And then I'm going to throw out my own block, which means the skeleton will try and punch me in melee. Alright, skeleton rolling to punch me back. Will not hit with that because it needs a 2. And so, little mistake. No, I actually didn't kill that Draugr because I am -2. And he rolled a 4 on my dice. So the Draugr will now attack as well. Actually, for that Skelly, first of all, roll a green dice and add that to the Skelly's roll, because he rolled a 4. So if you can get a -2 and -3, the skeleton will hit. So the skeleton did 3 points of damage and actually did hit thanks to that green dice for outnumbering. I save 2, I take 1. So Draugr is attacking me next. That'll hit for 3. So my armor. Oh, that's the wrong dice. 1 cross swords will give me nothing, so I'll take 2 more, which knocks me down. So I have an endurance test. Effectively, I'm going to need to roll a crit on this. 3. I do survive. No, I don't. Oh, yeah, I do. I just. -1 will make me 3. I survive, so I'm still down. So effectively, if one of the enemies gets in contact with me, I'm going to die. And so let's see which adversary goes. So this is the last one for the round. 3. So that will be the him. So is he within 9? Because that's what's going to matter. And so you are within 9 there. With a melee attack, you can auto hit, and I get slain while I'm unconscious by the Draugr Overlord. And we lose to Skyrim. And that's the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment down below letting us know what you thought about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine little community here at Cinderful Gaming, we have a Discord server linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. You can use one of our affiliate links to Gap Games or Element Games if you're in Australia or the United Kingdom, or you can subscribe to our YouTube members or Patreon, or grab some merch from our merch stores on Teespring or Ko-fi. All the best ways to help support the channel. As a special thanks to all our Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patrons: Broken Chef, Andy C, Grimskull, Colorblind Magic, Benjamin Swallows, James Cater, Mark Harvey, Domir, Average Wargamer, JJ Austrian, Cure Dynamic, Andrew Bowen, Outer and Shot First, Kenny Lowell, and Soren. And to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, the Johnny84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, John Castle, and Gargamel196. Thank you all once again for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Stay safe everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.